The mystery of prayer and answered prayer. One of the most frequently misunderstood aspects of the Christian life is prayer. Many believe prayer is merely asking for things, or that unanswered prayer signals God's absence or disfavor. Scripture reveals a deeper, more powerful reality. Prayer is communion with God, a means to align our hearts with His will. As Jesus teaches in Matthew chapter 6 verse 6, "But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you." The emphasis is not on public display, but on intimacy with God. Answered prayer is often misunderstood as always granting what we request. Scripture clarifies that God answers according to His wisdom, timing, and purposes. 1 John chapter 5 verse 14 teaches, "And this is the confidence that we have toward Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us." God's yes, no, or wait is never a denial of love, but the perfect expression of it. Prayer is also transformative. Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 explains that prayer brings peace that surpasses understanding. Even when specific requests are not immediately fulfilled, prayer reshapes the believer's heart, strengthens faith, and cultivates trust in God's plan. The mystery is solved when believers understand that prayer is relational, not transactional. It is dialogue with a living God, not a formula for instant results. As Jesus exemplified in Luke chapter 22 verses 42, He prayed, "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me, nevertheless, not my will, but yours, be done." The ultimate lesson is surrender, trust, and alignment with God's perfect will. When approached rightly, prayer is no longer a source of confusion, but a source of power, peace, and spiritual clarity. It is God's invitation to participate in His work, confident that He hears and acts according to His infinite wisdom. The power and purpose of God's promises. Another common source of misunderstanding is God's promises. Many assume that a promise guarantees personal comfort, wealth, or success without conditions. Scripture teaches otherwise. God's promises are always purposeful, meant to lead believers toward faithfulness, obedience, and eternal hope. Psalm chapter 119 verse 57 declares, "The Lord is my portion, I promise to keep your words." God's promises provide guidance, encouragement, and security, but they are fulfilled according to His will, not human expectation. A promise like Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 is often misapplied to mean immediate prosperity. In context, it assures Israel of God's faithfulness over time. Similarly, promises in the New Testament, such as Romans chapter 8 verse 38 through 39, assure believers of God's unbreakable love, not exemption from hardship. The mystery is solved when God's promises are interpreted in harmony with the whole counsel of Scripture. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 10 teaches that God reveals wisdom to His people through the Spirit, not through human desire. Promises are meant to cultivate hope, perseverance, and confidence in God's character. Promises are also conditional in some cases, based on obedience and faith. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1 emphasizes blessing for those who diligently obey God's voice. God's promises never fail, but their fulfillment aligns with His timing, purposes, and the spiritual condition of the believer's heart. The world often misunderstands promises because it seeks immediate gratification, but Scripture calls believers to patience, endurance, and trust. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 23 exhorts, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful." The clarity is simple. God's promises point to his faithfulness, not human expectation. When believers understand the purpose, timing, and conditions of God's promises, confusion is replaced by confidence. Each promise is a testament to God's character, a guide to obedience, and a source of hope that does not disappoint.